Your relationship with yourself. Matthew 22 and verse 29. Let me show you how much you have hated yourself. Matthew 22 and verse 29. 39, my apologies, 39. 22, 39. Let's do 38 and then we'll do 39 so that it makes sense. 38, 39, media. Matthew 22, 38, 39. And this is the first and great commandment. Jesus is speaking now verse 39. He said the second is like unto it. Read with me, believers. Ready? 1, 2, go. Read the last two words. One more time. Shout it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor. But he gives you a standard. He says before you start thinking of loving your neighbor, leave your neighbor and do something with yourself. Because if something goes wrong with that person called yourself, it will affect what happens between you and your neighbor. And if that neighbor is your spouse, if that neighbor is your boss, your neighbor is not just the one close to you. Your neighbor is anyone who can share from your pain, share from your energy. He says, as thyself. Are we together? Many believers do not know that they have a responsibility of learning how to relate with themselves. We are not taught that the health of your relationship with yourself can have an effect on your life, an effect on your purpose, an effect on your destiny. Most times we talk about God like I so lavishly did, then we jump ourselves and talk about others. Are we together now? Now, at the risk of trying to manage issues that relate to selfishness, self-centeredness, most times we've swung the pendulum to the extreme end and people have hated themselves. They do not know how they have become the enemies of their own progress. In a bid to manage self-centeredness, in a bid to manage selfishness, many people have been so unfair to themselves. There is someone you need to tell sorry at the end of my teaching tonight. Guess who that person is? Selfish people will like what I'm saying immediately. Don't mistake what I'm saying. Some of you don't need to tell yourself sorry. It's God you need to tell sorry. Say amen. Your relationship with yourself. This defines working on your esteem. This defines working on what we call self-love. If you hate yourself, don't blame anybody for joining you in that agenda. Don't blame people for hating what you already hate. Are we together now? There are spouses saying you don't like me, but do you like yourself? There are individuals saying people don't like me, but do you like yourself? They modeled after your hatred for yourself. You are only receiving a harvest of a seed you already planted. How about your contending for growth and improvement? These are all the elements that demonstrate in experience that you love yourself or you hate yourself. Please look up. Most believers do not know, with all due respect, that as an African, do you know, the average African by default, already comes from a foundation that is plagued with low self-esteem. Are we together? All kinds of emotional damages, and most believers do not know how wounded, how hurt they are. With all due respect, some may have been hurt as a result of their backgrounds, the kinds of parents that raised them, or the absence of the parents that raised them. Are we together? Some because of the nasty experiences that happened in their past, maybe some experience they may not want to talk about. Others now, the school system now collected the baton from poor parenthood and continued the journey. Individuals who bullied you in school, told you you have big head, told you you are this, told you you are that, you are an ugly lady. You didn't think that thing is a programming. They were writing something. By the time you became a teenager, you became aware of yourself. Those things started pushing you into a lifestyle that was unnecessary. Because some ignorant guy called you an ugly lady, you thought it did not matter. But now you look at the risk you have placed on your life because you are trying to manage and change that narrative. How about gentlemen? That's the major sponsor of joining occult groups, joining all kinds of, platforms that we have today that are self-destructive. Loving yourself. Many believers are plagued in church with low self-esteem, justifiably so, maybe because of the background, but they are not taught that you can be free from it. Like you heard me say, many will find themselves aggressive, hurting innocent people, and if you ask them what is wrong, they can't give language to what is wrong. What is wrong has a history they have not studied. They don't know why they easily hate people. They don't know why they cannot have 2 week structured friendship. They must say something, they must be angry. Something in them rejoices when someone is crying. They are not necessarily evil, they are wounded people. They find consolation in the pain of one because it seems to give a picture that we are all the same. They hate exceptional people. They hate prosperous people. They hate people doing well. They hate people rejoicing. Something within them. Who is learning? Loving yourself.